If these Ruby Sunday episodes are anything to look at as the quality of Doctor Who, everything kind of just is more watchable when Ncuti Gatwa is not actually in the episode. This is the Doctor Who Lucky Day review. And of course, I'm just putting this up for the pictures. This is the corporate review, which has nothing to do with my review, saying it's going out with a bang. I don't know about that. It was pretty watchable, but then you kind of look at the messaging that they're putting into this, and this is actually an entire episode that's about like not liking the fans, not liking people online, really getting mad at people like James O'Keefe, who actually go out and expose government corruption, saying that those people are somehow the bad guy, and then the government agencies that are actually psyoping us and causing all of these problems for us are actually the good guy. It was a really weird message of control and trying to control your thoughts and trying to control you. And it actually ended in quite a weird way, which we'll get into in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things Doctor Who and science fiction right here on the channel. Really appreciate you guys for being here, and thank you for watching us. I am a science fiction writer myself. If you like my thoughts on sci-fi, I would urge you to check out my sci-fi books. This is The Stars Entwined. It's the beginning of a beautiful trilogy of a space opera, which I really, really think you'll enjoy. It's about a human spy who embeds himself on an alien starship, and he runs into a lot of trouble as he is trying to save humanity from imminent destruction. Please check it out in the description below. It builds up so nicely over the whole trilogy. You can get the whole thing. And if you're an Audible subscriber and you got some credits this month, grab them. They're right here, and they're also on audiobook. So that's in the description below. Please grab this today and start reading. Thanks again. All right. So this is the lucky day, and it starts off with this guy here as a kid, and Gatwa and Gibson are on their adventures last year, and you're kind of like, it's kind of weird that she kind of exited from the show, and then this is kind of going back to the past, I guess, for adventures that never were because she exited the show, I guess. And then the Doctor gives this guy a coin and says it's your lucky day or whatever, and then goes off in his TARDIS, and the kid becomes obsessed with the Doctor, starts running conspiracy theory YouTube channel shows and the like, and then eventually tracks down Millie Gibson after he sees her one other time because he saw a monster, and she was going to protect him from the monster and the like, and she brings her into his podcast. Now, during this podcast, he seems super nice, and the thing is, this is really poor writing all the way around because the guy who's brought into this did not really foreshadow stuff, did not show him being insidious or whatever as it does a 180 turnaround about halfway through the episode. They just he's just been pretending the whole time, and then suddenly he flips a switch. And that's exactly kind of what they think of us on the internet. We are the fandom, and they really just think we just flip a switch and, we've just been evil people all along, and they don't want us to watch their shows, and they don't want us to be a part of anything, and they really feel like they're saving us from ourselves, and that's the message of the episode that we get into as this goes along, is that these people have this savior complex where they really think they're high and mighty. They think they're better than us, more virtuous than us, because they embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they're trying to save us from ourselves, right? So as this goes along, this guy right here, interviews Millie Gibson, talks about the Doctor on his podcast, which I guess gets out into the public. And at this point, there's enough incidents where there's been enough public recognition of what the Doctor's done and all that I don't know how people don't understand there's aliens out there at this point. It's the world building's becoming nonsensical, unfortunately, just because of the way they've handled these sorts of things. So that's out there. And then he eventually starts dating Millie Gibson. Super nice guy. The family loves him. Very happy for her. They're glad she's moving on from the Doctor, etc. And everything seems to be pretty fine. And then at one moment, he decides to turn on his cameras and gotcha her. And it shows. Again, this is what they make into the villain in this whole situation when they talk about this stuff. She's given him a help and all this, and he turns around and betrays her. And it turns out he's turning on his cameras, trying to gotcha her the entire time. And he just his dialogue just turns nasty, so he's a villain. It's very very ham-fisted dialogue, right? And the object is very, very clear. People on YouTube making reviews about Doctor Who or making theories about Doctor Who and talking about how it's being canceled and how it's terrible, etc., because they've gone extremely woke, are are really the villains out there. The James O'Keefes of the world who are calling out the government, the Alex Joneses of the world who are calling out the government, are the villains of the world. They're so out of their minds, and the government is just here to protect you and be nice. It's such a weird message, and I don't know how this would resonate with anybody in 2025. I really think people left and right are kind of like, wow, government overreach is a big problem, and these weird little agencies that do things without any sort of oversight or anything like that are actually bad things. So when you frame it as they're just the good people and the people who are calling it out are just the bad people, and note the people who call it out and do this are white males, and that is part of the objective as well. That's been the objective of all of Russell T Davies' problems with this show over the last couple of years, right? He's been trying to push that narrative that that's the thing. And they push the feminist narrative as well on this, because the guy actually asks Ruby Sunday at some point, he goes, hey, well, the doctor saved you a couple times. She goes, well, to be fair, I saved him a bunch too. And so it's like, now the companion is the one saving the doctor and not the other way around. And that's a part of the emasculization of the doctor that's been intentional in this show as well. So really weird stuff right here. So as it goes along, he refuses to believe anything. He sees it all as special effects, even as he's getting his arm bit off. I mean, it's really crazy stuff. They actually cut out of a bunch of action at the end of it, because they're more interested in delivering the message. And all these people stand around. I mean, they become so unlikable. It's like even when the guy's being a villain, being like, "You're all fake," they just go there. You're so sad and pathetic. It's like, and that's the way that these people treat the fans. That they're up on a pedestal above the fans and the like. And this is why Doctor Who's failing so badly. This attitude, this holier than thou attitude that they have about they're just destroying the show. And knowing they're destroying the show in the process, but they're doing it for the cause, makes them really unlikable. And it makes the people in Unit unlikable. It makes Millie Gibson unlikable. All this group of white women standing here and lecturing the white man and then condescending to him is exactly what our culture's been over the last 10 years. And this is exactly the problem that we've been facing that we have to fight against. And so it's interesting. The guy who is caricaturely made into a villain just because he does stupid things repeatedly, and then they are just lecturing him the entire time because they're just so much smarter than him and so much better than him, is really crazy. And so then when it ends, he is in a jail cell because, of course, he's unhinged to the point, and this is what they truly think, that our commentary online, just talking about a TV show, you note that he then grabs a gun and starts waving it around at unarmed people. They literally think that our commentary is violence. They remember that left always says words are violence. This is how they act all the time. It's really crazy. It's a big mask off moment for this, and it's such poor writing because it's so on the nose. And again, there's no nuance to any of the characters. There's no subtlety to it. Like I said, there was no build up in the first half where the guy gave some foreshadowing or whatever. He totally was just did a complete 180 halfway through the episode. Again, just you need to, as a writer, go back, revise things, build things in, and actually make the character have a little more depth than your little two-dimensional lecture at us. And it ends. Once he ends up in the jail cell and they cut things, the episode and the tension is already end. The doctor shows up at that point, takes him into the TARDIS, and delivers him a lecture on this. And he's like, I only bring people into the TARDIS who are special, and you're special, all right, to let you know how stupid these toxic fans are and how evil these white male conspiracy theorists are and how dumb they are. They give a secondary lecture from the doctor who's not been in the episode and not been helping whatsoever the entire time, just to hammer home the message about the lecture. And so again, it was pretty nice the first half of the episode if they just showed Ruby Sunday moving on with her life. And actually, what I would have done with this is started it, and then the monster comes and something happens anyway. She couldn't do it without the doctor, and so they go to Unit and find some way to contact the doctor, even though they've been unable to so far. And then the doctor arrives finally to save the day. That's the way a real Doctor Who episode should have gone, and that's how they should have written it. And of course, they want to just subvert that, and that's their entire intention on this stuff. So they couldn't do that, and that would have been a really nice ending for Ruby Sunday to just have a happy ending. And this would have broken some of the trends of some of the companions not having happy endings, which is a Doctor Who trope as well. And that would have made some nice finality to it. Unfortunately, they can't help themselves. They just want to lecture you full time, and this is why the show ends up failing, because it's just so insufferable, and it's so insulting to the intelligence of the audiences because they know what they're doing. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Half a decent episode, and then they just went way off the rails. Please check out my science fiction if you like my writing thoughts. You will enjoy my science fiction. It's in the description below. Thank you so much again for reading, everybody. This is on ebook, print, and audio, and there's a full trilogy for you. We'll be back soon.